The contents of the video today might be triggering. There might be something that is going to affect you in different ways that you might not expect. We're going to do a reaction video, and I want to preface this saying that, hey, it might be triggering because some of the stuff on there is very explicit in how this person's showing up in the relationship and how they're responding. And I just want to preference it because a lot of times when you see something like this, it might pull you back to a space that you've never been to before. It might pull you back in reality, in your mindset, in your emotions, maybe even physically in your body, that it pulls you back into a scenario that you were once unsafe and not feeling okay, not feeling good because of the person that was in your life and how they were actually treating you. So this is a video from another creator that I got from TikTok and wanted to be able to go through and actually break it down a little bit. This is just my opinion, not a certified therapist or anything like that saying, oh, this is what's happening. This is just what I'm going to see in this video. We've glanced at some of the video, but I just want to be able to play the video, kind of walk through a little bit. I'm going to pause it some as we go, just to be able to talk through bits and pieces. So it's a longer video. We'll see how long we actually get through. If we don't get through all of it because I'm talking and explaining different things about it, then we'll do another one, okay? But one to at least say, hey, by the way, if you haven't seen it already, trigger warning, stepping into this video. Okay, so let's start looking at some of this.
Record it.
I'm getting gaslit. Do you?
Oh, okay.
Do you?
No,
Do you? When
no.
I'm in your face.
So real quick, one thing I'll say is like a lot of times you'll have a toxic person being like, record it anyways, do whatever, like as like a bluff. And then we switched to this next one and he used a phrase like, hey, gaslit, I'm getting gaslit. Like you will see this commonly when you're with a toxic person, that they will get to the place that they will start to use terminology that you use or terminology that applies to narcissistic abuse. A lot of times it's because they either research it and they figure it out themselves, or they start picking it up from you and start putting it into their everyday vernacular so that they can appear like they're being the ones abused and not you.
You ain't saying shit, are you? Are you?
Down to be with Miranda.
I did and I fucked her every night, bro.
Did you?
Yeah.
So this one's probably a little hard to be able to see. Let me see if I can even back it up here. One thing that's kind of interesting, because you will see this in toxic relationships, is like right here when he's saying this to her, like, hey, like I fucked her up every night. There's a smile that comes out. There's a piece because there's for a brief second he's actually being honest with her of like, this is what actually happened, but then he's also sticking it to her at the same time. Okay, I don't know if you like caught that at all, but like when, like it's like extreme, like, hey, like this happened, but there's also this like smirk. There's also this like smile of like, this happened. He's like yelling at her, but it's coming out because this is what he actually wants. This is what he actually likes. He likes the fact that he even got away with this. Okay, so watch really quick.
Yes, because look at you. Look at you. Look at the way you act. Look at you.
Then the aspect is, let me flip it around back on you. Like this piece that's happening inside the mind is like super, super fast. It's not even like a thought of like, now I should talk bad about her now. Now I should like bring her down. Like it's not a thought like that. Okay, but it happens so quickly of like, yeah, this happened. Yeah, I admit it. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to actually like live in that of this is what happened. Now I have to find a reason why. This is where narcissists will get confronted with something, get, quote unquote, like triggered with something. And as a result, it switches to guilt and shame really fast. Obviously, you can see this video. And then it switches to this aspect of blame and also rage of like, let me blame it on another person. Let me rage on another person. Let me not be responsible for what I just did. So it has to go back on another person. Look at you. Look at it being your fault. Now, in reality, this has nothing to do with the person on the other side of the camera. It has nothing to do with them. Like, no matter what, it has nothing to do with them. But a narcissist will always flip it around and try to make you feel like it's your fault when it has nothing to do with you. Okay?
Yes, I did run away when your fucking daughter is literally harassing me. Your fucking son's stealing from me. Yes, I did leave and go fuck some 20-year-old. Yes, I did, and it was great. It was great, and then
See, like getting to the place of saying like, hey, this is what I did, and then trying to make you feel bad about it. Like this will happen with the new supply. This will happen in the next relationship. This will happen in the cheating relationship. All different pieces of like, yes, did this and it was wonderful to make you feel like whatever you originally did wasn't wonderful. It's always trying to find these subtle ways of like, how do I degrade you? How do I put you down? How do I make sure that you are put down lower and lower? Okay. Then you see pieces here where we're even talking about like physical stuff.
I don't want to be near you. I don't want to be around you. This is the shit I got to deal with. I'm getting sprayed with hair
There's a
dye.
kid involved with this.
I'm getting sprayed with hair dye. This is your daughter picking glass out of her foot. Crying because of the fucking window you broke.
You're the one.
Okay. You'll see this happen with more and more physical abuse. Like more and more abuse that happens around. Like don't just think of physical abuse being someone punching you. Like a lot of times people think like, oh, he didn't physically abuse me, but he did punch through the wall. He did break a door. He did break a window. He broke a glass, like all these different things. That's still physical things that are getting abused. That's still physical things that are breaking, happening around you. That's still endangering you and other people. Like this is going to be something that as a narcissist continues to like spiral out, as a narcissist continues to get more and more angry, more and more rageful, like it will only get worse. There's not this aspect of like he just needs to go to anger management and it'll be fine. It typically doesn't slow down or stop. It's always going to get worse in these type of decisions.
Be around you.
Okay.
She doesn't. She doesn't.
Go.
You're
Leave.
This piece of like is just almost like the best way I can describe it is almost like compelling. For like the narcissist. Again, we're not promoting sympathy. We're just saying like, hey, it's like compelling of like cannot get the emotion out, cannot get the feelings out. Yes, there's a myriad of other things going on here. Okay, but I'm just highlighting one tiny piece. Okay, there's a lot of different pieces going on, but like it's like can't get it out, so I just need to like do something. All right, think of it like this way: when you get a trigger and you go to like journal, that's you getting it out. Okay, narcissist obviously isn't going to go around journaling the majority of times. Okay, so it's like I need to get it out. They think if I get it out by doing something like physically, like he's going to throw the stuff like off the dresser. If I do this, then I'll feel better. In reality, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't really release anything. It's still there. But in the mindset, it's like, I got to be able to do something. So he does something just to make himself feel better. So there's like times where like I would like do something like this. I'd like, get upset, would throw something, would like want to punch a wall or like something like that. I'd like get that way. But then like the release actually wouldn't help me feel any better. Because then it would spiral of like, okay, now I feel bad what I did because I know I shouldn't have done it, but I don't want to admit it. So I'm going to run away from the conversation, et cetera, et cetera.
Fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. I don't care if you did or you didn't. You made it seem like it, and we're just gonna roll with it. Brittany, if you could do math at any point, that's not my kid. So you can sit there. Like you tried to use that. You tried to pull, and I didn't even bite on it. I went and looked at Brittany. I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. And then I had to count my head. But you have a venereal disease from meeting up with fucking Tony and Joe.
Thank you for admitting that you fucked her. You just admitted that you fucked her.
A lot of times you'll have a piece where the narcissist will have these slips about what they've done. Sometimes there's slips about themselves. Sometimes there's slips even like saying stuff about another person or other people, like to try to be able to like, oh, like this happened or oh, this is what's here. When in reality, it's like trying to hide it and also trying to confess it all at the same time. There's a piece that like the lying and the depth of the lying like does get old for a narcissist, but a narcissist doesn't want to actually admit it, doesn't want to actually show up in a certain way, doesn't want to actually be honest with what's going on. But sometimes you'll see these slips happen. Then when you try to call them out, a lot of times it'll get worse. A lot of times it'll get more intense because you're calling this person out on their shit and they don't want to be called out on that at all.
Yes, I did. You're a liar. Yes, I never said that I did.
See, then it switches around. Where like he slips, she says, you did, and then he says, yes, I did, you're a liar. Like, and then puts it all around. Like the word salad with a narcissist is like trying to get out of a hole as fast as possible. So you just say whatever you're going to say to be able to get it. And even in the moment, if you keep going, the other person won't figure it out. Now, obviously we have like a recording so you can kind of hear it a little bit, but like you need to be able to understand, like someone's like, you cheated. Yes, I did. You're a liar. Like, and it just moves forward as fast as possible to be able to ignore the aspect that he actually said, yes, I did. But a narcissist a lot of times will continue to manipulate and kind of morph like the conversation so that you get confused about what's actually happening. Like, yes, I did, but look at you. Like, this happened, this happened, this happened. And all of a sudden it flips back around on you, and you're spending more time, like, feeling bad about yourself and, like, wait a second. No, this isn't me. It's not my fault. But you spend more time doing that so the narcissist can keep moving the conversation forward.
Fuck you, your computer, your entire family, and everything that comes with it. They're acting.
Narcissists will continue to ramp up the abuse. Like, you need to understand, if you're with a narcissist and there's been mental, emotional, and then moving into physical abuse, it typically only gets worse. Especially if you leave and you come back, it will only get worse. It will only magnify the stuff that's actually going on. And so a lot of times you will see this happen more and more and more in a toxic relationship, where they'll start to hurt different things in your household, different things around you, and then they'll move up even more into hurting you. When they start hurting you, one, you should leave before they start hurting you. But when they start hurting you, they're more and more inclined to keep that going and to have more life-threatening instances because of that aspect of control.
All yelling about clicking the hey, I'm gonna keep switching the song off so Alex keeps crying.
Okay.
And I get called out and then lie, and I'm gonna turn on my camera. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Michelle, use it all, dude, because I got shit too, Bubba.
Okay.
And again, like threatening, like, oh, use whatever you want camera-wise because I've got this too. But you see, like, some of the tone even changes. You don't see it as much here, but I've seen it before and I've experienced it before. Someone starts recording, it's like, it changes. Okay, there's a piece of it like changing, like, do whatever, but then there's also a piece of like the yelling lowers a little bit. There's a little less like rage piece in the moment, at least for that, because it's like, oh, this is happening. But obviously we can say with some of the other videos, he doesn't really care.
Fat fucking piece of shit. You really are. This is why your kids don't want anything to do with you. This is why everyone, like, nobody wants that. This is why you're not telling me to leave, because you don't want to deal with her for the next 5 hours. This is why. No.
So then you move into the whole like why concept of like, this is why this is happening because of you, because of the things that you're doing, because of all these different aspects. And narcissists a lot of times will use this piece of like, let me tell you why none of this works. And did you catch that at the end? This is why I won't leave, because you can't handle this, because you don't want to deal with this, because of all this kind of stuff. So it's like, it's already like pre-framing the other person to be able to think like, oh yeah, like I don't want him to leave because of this. Like, this aspect starts to make you feel crazy and starts to make you feel like, okay, well, maybe I should stay because maybe he is right. All these different things will go back together. So I don't know if this is helpful. If it is, like, leave a comment down below. Say like, this was or this wasn't helpful. We'll do a part 2 if you guys like this one. But like, trying to go through it, even break down just like what I see or what I've experienced by going through all of this aspect of narcissistic abuse, watching some of the reaction video. If you want to talk to me more like one-on-one, shoot me a message on any of the social media, or you can reach out at rawmotivations.com.